You. What's up, guys? Happy Monday. Welcome to the stream.
Nice.
This is Obe TA, where we apply technical analysis to the charts to try and find a mythical opportunity, right? Good areas to get in on a chart, good areas to get in on an asset, areas that make sense, so you're not just looking at a number on a screen, right? Welcome back. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscription, all that fun stuff as you trickle on in here. But yeah, man, welcome. This is an interactive stream, so you got an asset you want to take a look at, stock, crypto, doesn't matter. Just throw it in the chat, man. It's all free. We're just here to hang out and look at some charts, all right? So with that being said, man, without further ado, let's take a look at the charts. Shall we? All right. Bitcoin had a monster of a day, man. And I mean, really the past few days have just been nuts. Yesterday, I mean today, I guess, up 3.43%. Had a swing of what? 42 to like $41st to like $2,000 throughout the day, and ultimately got back up to its resistance over here from January 13th. All right, we've been talking about this for the past couple weeks, ever since you started rallying a bit, getting some relief. This is the high that we had to get above to wipe out the argument for the hidden bearish divergence, right? Which is just a lower high in price with a higher high on the oscillators, right? Buying momentum is going up, and yet price is still trending down. If you didn't get above this high and did just start to roll over below, this is what I'm talking about. Like, let's say right here you started rolling over. What that would signal is just continuation of the downtrend, okay? Because at that point, you've got the lower high going, developing, and you've got the higher high on the oscillators. You would have had it on the MACD, you would have had it on the RSI, and that would have just been an indication that the downtrend was going to continue, all right? And it would have gone back to 33,000. If that didn't hold, down to 30,000. That's where we would have looked to get in, but we don't have to really worry about that so much anymore because Bitcoin is now back at 44,058. The high on the day was at, what, 44,533. All right, dudes, let's go. That's what we're talking about, man. You do, if we just move it to the 4 hour even, you know, the highest point as far as body is concerned, right? The highest body high on the 4 hour was around 43,942, right? So you did get a higher body close than that high, man. All right, you did officially, I guess on the daily, because that's really where it counts. So the daily, we want this to close above the high. All right, you were right at it, wicked above it. You didn't close above it, so close, right? But the 4 hour is a good indication that that's going to happen. So moving into the 4 hour, because we're here now, right? So it's like we're at the resistance and we're butting up against it. Are we going to break it? Or are we going to bounce, you know, off and sell to the downside? Move it in, kind of zoom in on the battle that's going on. So zoom in on the 4 hour, and let's take a look at the oscillators, all right? So what you notice first is on the RSI, there's no bearish divergence, all right? Which is a really good sign, all right? If there was like Class A bearish divergence or something like that going on where there's a higher high in price but a lower high on the oscillator, that would signal that this rally, the buying is starting to get exhausted, right? Or starting to weaken on the way up and weakening as it approaches resistance. So, which would imply that the resistance would probably hold and it would just sell off back to the downside. But you're not getting that, right? You're not getting bearish divergence up here. It's just bullish convergence, all right? At least on the RSI. The MACD never went red, so it's a little weak as far as trying to say that this is bearish divergence. But at the very worst, you could possibly see a pullback to like 42 before coming up to retest and try to break it. Even if it came down to like 40, could do something like that. Ultimately, though, the daily here, right, breaking above even this RSI trend line down here. So just good stuff, man. Looking good. And the 4 hour, all right, if we do the measured move of this flag that we had here from the bottom of the pole to the breakouts, I mean, that's getting you up around 49,000. And once you start doing stuff like this, now that we're at the previous high, I mean, we can just bounce it, zoom out from the overall trend, right? From the high to the low. And we're talking about, you know, where are we right now? We're at, we're coming up on the 382. All right, the 382, which is lining up right around like 47,000. All right, that's like a moderate retrace from, you know, a swing high to swing low. Really, the more common areas to go to is like up at the 50% retrace. Remember on the way down, it would, you know, the 50% retrace back up before selling off. Now that you're seemingly bottoming out here and the trend might be reversing, you're on the way back up, you're going to be looking to go to those levels. So Dude, 51,000, 55,000, like that's the common retrace zone that you look for. Okay, if this really has reversed at this level, then that's the area that you would look for this thing to go, man. Okay, we can zoom in even further. Just take a look at the hourly, just because, right? Even on the hourly, you're getting like another little flag, right? You're getting another flag type of pattern going on here. So, dude, you break out above this flag, that measure move just puts you up even higher. Again, there's no bearish divergence or anything on the hourly time scale. So, dude, it just looks good up here, man. You don't look exhausted at this resistance at all. So, and if you break it, I mean, that's just, everybody is looking at this like Bitcoin needs to make the higher high. Right, so now that you're kind of getting it, what is that saying to, you know, participants in the market? If anything, it's telling them that the continuation of the downtrend has just been kind of denied. That's when you could really start seeing some serious money flood into this thing again. And dude, it's not even overbought yet on the daily RSI, right? So I mean, we've seen how overbought this thing can get. All right, up here at like the 90s. You're currently sitting at 62.93. This thing could go, you know, ridiculous, straight up to like that 47,000 level. All right, so it's just a matter of what it decides to do here. It could sell off, hold 42 before coming back up. It could break above and go straight up to that level. What you want to wait for is a pullback, ultimately, right? You want to wait for this thing to pull back before getting in. You don't want to be buying it while it's testing resistance. So just be patient. All right, eventually it will pull back. It's just not worth the extra risk to be buying it while it's testing resistance. Understand?
Right.
All right. And is anybody in here? Is this thing on? What's going on here? But yeah, man, so that's Bitcoin. On the hourlies, looks fine. 4 hour looks good. Hourly looks good. And daily positive momentum just still building. So you're looking really good at this resistance point. And if you're looking good at this resistance point and you're going to break it, to the altcoins, there's going to be a bunch that still have that are just waiting to play out, that will have their time to shine. Move it over to Ethereum, just looking at the 4 hour, same kind of thing, right? Bull flag going on, breaking above even this upper trend line, supply line back from like January 22nd. So trying to hold on to that. Let's just get the moving averages in here. You at that flag, you also bounced off of the 200-day moving average above 2,900 as the inflection point. All right, are you starting to understand? Like this is looking good. The thing with Ethereum is that, I mean, good God, right? If you don't get above 3,900, or I'm not 3,900, I'm sorry, 3,400. All right, its most recent high. Whereas Bitcoin is right at it, Ethereum is trying to get back above it. And Ethereum is right at this supply line going back from December 1st. Okay, so it's right at it. If you break this supply line, you are most likely going to get up above the recent high, especially if Bitcoin breaks its high and continues going. Ethereum's going to follow suit and get up there. But if you did start to pivot off of this upper trend line, this would probably be the worst hidden bearish divergence I've ever seen in my life. Okay, you see what I mean by that? Okay, lower high, if it started to roll here, something like that, right? Lower high with a much higher high on the oscillator. Have it on the RSI as well. So that's what divergence is. And now, are you going to get it? I don't know. Technically, anything's a possibility, so it could. But with what the 4 hour looks like, what the hourly looks like, again, right? You don't have well, actually, on the 4 hour, you are starting to show some Class A bearish divergence on the MACD, but you're not showing it on the RSI. So I always say here, I want to see it on the RSI as well to strengthen the argument. Just having it on the MACD is kind of like, right? You just broke out of this bull flag. You're just held on to the 200-day moving average, right? If anything, if this MACD divergence is an indication They just get a slight pullback to the top of the flag or something before, rallying again. All right, that's what that would imply. Move it to the hourly. Same kind of thing. Again, getting another local little flag. This is what you want to see, man. You want to see when there's large levels of selling momentum, when the oscillators are moving down, right? They're going down like this, but prices kind of just either going sideways or it's not selling off like you see sometimes with this negative momentum. It's just weak selling, even at these levels, even after it's gone crazy. All right, so when you have the weak selling like that, and it just starts going sideways after major run-ups, it's just overall a bullish indicator. Just implies continuation to the upside. All right, that's what the flags represents. So move right along. Binance Coin. All right, holding on to, where's it at? 432. So in its little zone of resistance that goes back to September 15th, October 7th, right? This peak back here from June 3rd. Just a major level of resistance. What you can say about this is you are above this inflection point back here from January 10th. So you're at the top of this little range that we got going on here. So ultimately, again, same kind of deal. Binance Coin needs to get above $500 to wipe out its hidden bearish divergence. If Bitcoin truly does go into a bull run here and just continues to go up and uptrend, I mean, Binance Coin will get there. Hey, what's going on, NATO? What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream, brother. Cody, yep, absolutely, man. I was talking about that one in the Discord earlier. It actually is at a really good point for a setup. But, yeah, real quick here on Binance Coin. Butting up against this resistance, move it to the 4 hour to zoom in, right? See what's going on at the resistance. Again, had its own little bull pennant here, more of a triangle than like a flag. The flags are shaped kind of parallel lines, all right? That's a flag. This would be a bull pennant. Ultimately, broke out, got back above historical resistance, holding on to 433. All right, again, you do have some slight Class A bearish divergence on the RSI, so there's some indication that Binance Coin might not hold this level, head back down to the apex at like 411 before running back up and going. Again, if Bitcoin does break out, Binance Coin's just going to break out too and most likely head up towards $500. All right. That's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it for Binance Coin. Yeah, dude, let's take a look at Cody for sure. I know I got it on here somewhere. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, Cody, dude. Cody is an active trade setup right now. So the thing that's really nice about Cody is that on the 4 hour, you've got this, what's called a cup with handle structure, right? So you've got this low, this is the cup, right? And then this is the handle. The overall, the neckline, you would go from the top of the cup right up here, January 31st, up around, 33.6 cents to the other side of the cup, February 5th. You broke above it. Now, what you want to do right now is you want to come back down. This is what this candle's doing right here. All right, so this candle, you want to come down. You want to test the neckline, this trend line right here, and hold it as support. That's exactly what you're doing right now. You've done it. This is honestly the third time that you're doing this. Not only is it the neckline there, you've got the 200-day moving average lining up there as well. So you're holding on to the trend line, the neckline. You're also holding on to the 200-day moving average on the 4 hour. You close that out, man, and there's no like bearish divergence or anything really. It's developing a little bit here on this most recent histogram, but it's not selling off. It's not selling down. This candle's fine, right? This is just showing this long wick down, push price down, test the line before pulling it back up. That's exactly what you want to see. That's a test. That's confirmation. You can just see it even more on the 1 hour, right? How many times it's touched it before going up. And same kind of thing. You'll notice how the momentum is starting to shift to the downside, but price is still trending up, right? That's divergence in itself. So, dude, Cody hangs on to this neckline, right? It's literally at a spot right now where tomorrow, as long as Bitcoin doesn't violently reject or something at this resistance, which would destroy the crypto market, dude, it could be a real quick shot up to these levels right here that we have plotted, right? 38 cents being the first target, second target being 42, and then third at like 45. All right. The reason for that is just the 786 retrace from the high back here, January 18th to the low. That'll give you your first one. Then the high itself, and then just around like the 113, which is confluent with this resistance back here from August 25th. All right, so that's what those targets are. But dude, Cody looks pretty damn good. There's no bearish divergence on the daily, right? Positive momentum is just continuing to build. You're pretty much neutral on the RSI. Yeah, dude. Cody's just one of those assets too that just has those days where it just pumps. And just look at the price action that you get off of this level too, by the way, right here at like 29 cents. Notice how many, where it touches. Once here, right here. It's been touched many times and held as support. So you're getting this handle at the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour, back testing it, holding it, right? It could be a real quick shot up to this high from here if it confirms. Okay, that's pretty much it, man. That's Cody. Yeah, no problem, Netta. You got it, buddy. Appreciate you being here, man. But yeah, dude. So that's Cody. Active trade set up, man. The time to buy would be now. And then, just so you know, what these boxes represent. So the top of the green box is going to be the target, right? Bottom of the green box is going to be where you put your stop loss. So just put your stop loss on cup with handles. You put them right below the bottom of the handle, and then just let it ride, man. If it gets stopped out, it gets stopped out. But these are formations at certain levels that you want to look for when you're looking to take entries, man. All right. Cool. Let's move it over to, let's take a look at Cardano, actually. Cardano starting off the day, if this is any indication of what the crypto market might do tomorrow, Cardano up about 2.67% on the day, but breaking above its $1.21. What was once support, now acting as resistance. You are above those prior levels that we're holding back here in like December, right? So you're back in there. You're back at the 50-day moving average. On Cardano, it's been rejecting that, I mean, really since like September 25th. So get back above that, get above 120 again with what's going on. You've got the bullish divergence on the RSI. So you get back up in there, and your next stop is most likely like $1.50. All right, that's going to be this peak back here from July 5th. This peak back here from April 15th, right here from March. February, touched multiple times. That's going to be the first target. And then ultimately the high that it painted back here, January 18th, up at like $1.60. And then from there, you're going to try and get back above the peak from June 3rd at $1.85. So you're seemingly breaking above this resistance, man. You're breaking out in that regard. And Cardano's another one that held $1 for so long, built up so much support, so much pent up buying, right? Pressure and waiting and patience, and bears could just not get this thing down below $1. Came up, flag, broke out of the flag. We're talking measured move kind of stuff. Puts it up at like $1.30. But again, at that point, like you're almost there. But at that point, you're above the 50-day moving average on the daily. And then you come back down, hold the 50-day moving average, hold $1.20 as support again before just continuing on, right? Continuing that trend. So On the 4-hour, you are also above the 200-day moving average. If we really zoom in, you can see this red candle right here came down, tested it, held before rallying back above that prior resistance, man. So Binance Coin, another one, or not, sorry, Cardano, another one that's looking pretty good, man. All right. And even if we're just talking like Fibonacci levels, you're approaching your 50% retrace, but the 618 up like $1.36, 786 is confluent with that historical resistance, so that's definitely going to be an area to watch out for. We can even, before we get there, just kind of box that off, right? We can expect this to be a pretty strong level of resistance, and what you want to look for at that point is if you break the resistance, that is a strong indicator as to how, bullish the asset actually is. If the uptrend really is, strong, because then from there it's just back up to this peak, $2.48, before ultimately heading back to the all-time high. Can you believe it on Cardano? Right? I thought we were going to 40 cents, dude. I thought we were going to break $1 and head straight down to 40 cents, but the universe had other plans, right? Cool. All right, man. Well, I mean, besides that request, dude, this is a pretty snooze of a stream, man. If anybody's in here, say what's up, say hello, how's your day going? Anything you want to take a look at, you know the drill. But, let me do this. Cool. All right, man, let's move to Solana. So, Solana, again, right? Yesterday was the flag stream. Everything was showing pennants and flags. Solana, kind of interesting in the sense that you're getting that Class A bearish divergence. So you are getting the higher highs in price with the lower highs going on the oscillator, right? You're getting it here on the RSI as well. So there's some exhaustion showing here. You're rejecting off of the 200-day moving average as of right now, and you really don't want to go back below this wick low back here from, what's that, like September 22nd? So you really don't want to get back below that. It took a lot for you to get above. Hold it though, and next stop like 150, right? You just move it back to the daily, you can see that there isn't really too much until that level, right? You've got this one little wick back here from October 12th, but it's not really a big deal. All right, the daily's got the 50-day and the 200-day above it, but you got to keep working on 115. So hold 115 and 150. If you could break above this zone, because I do believe it's also, yeah, you're right at the 50% retrace from the high. So you get above the 50% retrace and you get above that that support back there from September 21st, and 150 is in your sights. But you gotta be careful, man, because like I said, with Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're not showing the bearish divergence like this, especially after like a pennant. Like you could come down and test and try and hold before rallying again, sure. But you are showing some rejection here with the 200-day moving average, and you're showing some exhaustion of buyers with the MACD and the RSI. So, yeah, man, you fall below the 115 mark. Yeah, there's not really much until the bottom of the range down here at like $82 again. So, and at that point, like you're developing strong hidden bearish divergence on Solana too. So that would signal a continuation of the downtrend at that point. And when you get something looking like that, then usually these supports don't really hold, and you would head down to like 56, right? It's inflection back here from May 18th. So very possible, but if Bitcoin does continue and breaks past 44, I mean, it's most likely going to drag Solana with it. So that's the name of the game in crypto, man. When it comes to Bitcoin, it can take a lot of people with it. a lot of coins with it. As long as it does well, the altcoins have a better chance, even if they're showing some bearish stuff. So let's move it to the 1 hour, see if the 1 hour is showing anything. Just because, again, you're right up against the 200-day moving average. Yeah, so like, here's the thing with the 1 hour. If you can start to pivot here, as long as you do hold above 115, just locally right here, just recently, you know, you'll start to develop hidden bullish divergence. Even if you just go back, if you do it back from the red back here, right, you'll have a higher low in price with lower lows going on the oscillator. So yeah, man, that would signal, I guess, the continuation to the upside, which on an hourly time frame would basically just signal holding 115 as support on like the 4 hour or something. All right, which is really all you need to try and argue continuation back towards the upside. So we'll see. If it does fall below 115 on the 4 hour, see if it can hold this little local high that it has over here, treat that as support, and then get back above something like that. But Lana actually doesn't look as good as Bitcoin does on its hourly time frames. All right, let's move it over to Kusama, which, oh boy, man, it's close to the trade setup. All right, up 2.84% on the day. Let's go. All right, and I mean, how far away is it? Price target was the 382. All right, this was just a conservative price target even. So for Kusama, I already have it there, but yeah, you can see, right, from the high back here, January 16th, to the low, first target 382, entered in down here. And the reason we entered was move it to the 4 hour. Remember, I talk about this in the Discord, the bullish divergence that we had going on down here, ultimately creating this kind of inverse head and shoulders going on. You saw this with a lot of assets, but Kusama had the major divergence going on the RSI, so just had all of the ingredients for a major reversal. And with Kusama, we could just target the 382, be conservative because it's still a 30% gain. So about to hit its first price target. It's $5 away. I do expect it to get there on the 4 hour. Similar kind of thing, right? See how the momentum is shifting down, and yet the price is just either sideways or kind of going up, right? It's diverging locally there on a flag type structure, little consolidation. So it's probably going to come up to meet its 200-day moving average, at least before some kind of pullback or something. But ultimately, the 618 is the third target. That's a 51% gain. And yeah, I mean, it gets up maybe to 382, comes down, something like this. All right, ultimately in time getting to its last price target, right? Can we get some love for Kusama? Nice. Cool, man. All right, let's move it to, let's take a look at the total. Look at the daily. Daily's just hanging out in the middle of the range between 1.848 trillion and $2.12 trillion at the 50-day moving average. All right, not overbought on the RSI. So it's still got room to go. Like the market and these assets could still pump further, right? They're not even overbought technically. I know the MACD is huge, and there's a lot of buying, but that's a good thing, right? Buying momentum is strong and building, and the RSI is not overbought. If the RSI was up at like 90, then at the 50-day moving average, then yeah, you could expect it to reject off and come down and hold the levels. But when it's not even overbought on the RSI, and you just have high amounts of positive momentum, this thing could just keep pumping. All right, it could pump straight up to $2.12 trillion, at which point, the Bitcoin will be up around like 47. The altcoins will be, popping off as well. So, yeah, it is very overbought on the RSI, but even with that, it's not, there's no Class A bearish divergence or anything, right? There's no exhaustion at this point. So even here on the 4 hour, sure, you might get a little bit of a pullback to test the flag, right? Test the top of the flag and hold it, confirm it before running. And then, you know, the oscillator does something like this. And then, yeah, then we eventually start to get the Class A bearish divergence. But even then, if it isn't a true uptrend, then the bearish divergence will be weak. So the bearish divergence will usher in selling off, but just down to like the local highs before developing the hidden bullish divergence type of stuff. All right. And then on the way up in an uptrend with hidden bullish divergence, we look to enter on the pullbacks. All right. That's pretty much it, dude. So moving to the 4 hour, yeah, there's still the argument for hidden bearish divergence on the 4 hour. Like if Bitcoin were to just roll over here and not make a substantially higher high, yeah, the argument for the market to continue to the downside is there, sure. I mean, technically it's there. Like you don't want to create like a double top. You don't want a same high on Bitcoin with much higher levels of positive momentum. That's still continuation type stuff. You want it to break above and then hold the prior high as support before going. But this kind of stuff, not everything is out of the woods yet, and the total market cap still needs to get above 2.085 trillion to wipe out the hidden bearish argument. So Bitcoin's looking good, especially on the 4 hour stuff like that, but yeah, the market overall is not back in a real bull trend until you get back above 2.12 trillion. All right. But again, it also has very high levels on the MACD, not overbought on the RSI, so it still has room to go. Crypto can get extremely overbought on the RSI. It's not unusual. So take a look at Avalanche. Approaching its 50-day moving average, holding its 200-day moving average like a beast, back above $80. Above the 618. Let's move it to the 4 hour, see if we got any. Yeah, so 4 hour showing some Class A bearish divergence developing, but again, on the 4 hour now you have the 200-day moving average below you. You're above that $80, inflection point where price just continuously bounces off of. So you come back down. Maybe by the time you get down there, it won't be hard to develop hidden bullish divergence. I mean, look how pathetic this negative momentum was. So any low lower than that, as long as price is higher than this low, you'll get your hidden bullish divergence continuation to the upside. Okay, so again, not too bad for Avalanche. Only has it on the MACD even. There's no bearish divergence on the RSI. So with that in mind, yeah, you probably come back down to this little zone right here. Try to hold that before getting back up to like $97, $100. All right, back up to its prior high. Understand? Okay, cool. If any of this is making sense, any of this is sticking, if you're watching this later, if there's anybody in here, I can't tell. If you like the stream so far, if this is helpful at all, hit the like button, the sub, in the Discord, man. But keep it moving along, man. You know what? Let's do this. So, basic attention token. Again, had its little flag. Broke out of the flag, now testing this trend line that goes all the way back to November 28th. So testing this trend line. Just do something like this. And kind of a scam wick on that one, so it's more like that. But yeah, coming up on horizontal resistance from this peak back here in September. So break this trend line, and you probably break $1. I mean, $1 is just, it's hard to imagine any psychological number stronger than $1. I mean, obviously other than like 10 and 100 and, you know, the zeros and fives are always going to act as psychological resistance. But you've got this supply line, the dollar horizontal resistance, psychological resistance, and the 50-day moving average here. If you get above the 50-day moving average, dude, VAT could go insane. That's just confirmation of breaking major resistance. And at that point, yeah, I mean, you probably just head up to this high up here at like $1.46. You break that kind of stuff, right? You need to reclaim your high back here from January 13th at like $1.12, but you break above this kind of stuff, you're above the 200-day moving average, too, which is great. You back tested it too today, held it. So let's move it to the 4 hour, see what it's looking like up against the resistance. So the other thing, you had a flag at it, which is fantastic too. You are getting Class A bearish divergence. All right, so you're getting some exhaustion of buyers at this major resistance. So we'll see, man. Maybe you need to come down and test the top of the flag before then running. It's a possibility. Again, it won't be hard to get any kind of hidden bullish divergence on a 4 hour time scale like this. Just notice there's like barely any red, so any lower low in the oscillator, as long as you stay above that that little low you had there, and we can see it more dramatically on the 1 hour. But no bearish divergence on the 1 hour. You're just at major resistance. So again, if you want to take a position on VAT, you want to wait for it to break the trend line. Really, if it breaks the trend line and can confirm it, it probably breaks $1. And if it breaks $1, it's probably going straight to $1.12. All right, which at that point, talking like an 11% gain up. Cool. All right, VAT. This is one of my favorite coins. I've always liked VAT. Brave. Cool. Let's move to the stocks, man. Let's take a look at Peloton, just cause it did some nutty stuff today. So the reason that it did some nutty stuff today, it wasn't earnings, it wasn't, anything like that. They're not a good company. They're just a fad, right? But apparently Apple, Amazon, and Nike are in like a bidding war to purchase Peloton. So that was the rumor today. I mean, imagine, right, being courted by three behemoths in their respective markets. Good God. I don't even know why they would want to buy Peloton, to be quite honest, but I guess the reason is just Peloton is bleeding, so they really don't have much. They don't really have a lot of chips in their corner to argue back with as far as like a valuation. So Apple and those guys, if they're trying to get into the fitness industry, I know Apple has like the smartwatch and stuff, so maybe that's the play. Maybe that's why it makes sense. Obviously Nike, fitness, and Amazon, I guess, is trying to, I don't really know what Amazon has as far as fitness, but yeah, I guess they're trying to come in and scoop up all the Pelotonians, all the Pelicans, I guess we could call them. And on the cheap, like vultures, right? They see a dying animal, Peloton. Sounds like a dinosaur even almost, right? It's about to go extinct, and they're coming in like, hey, we'll throw you a bone. And on that rumor, it pumped up about 21%. So can't predict this crap. There's nothing to do with it really technically. It's just news crap that goes on sometimes. And if you were shorting Peloton, I hope you, well, not even I hope you had a stop in, but because it's like I don't expect this to continue going up, right? Unless it gets confirmed that they're buying them. On the day of confirmation of whoever does buy them, comes out and says, yeah, we're buying Peloton. It'll spike then. But as of right now, I mean, shorters or bears, whatever. If you have a short position in Peloton, you're probably fine. This gap will probably just fill. before heading to lower prices. And I mean, we look at the weekly, like you just see how terrible this thing is. It might have a harmonic though. No, I mean, dude, from your low in March 16th, you're down like, what, 95%? 86% off the high. You're down 86% off the high, but from the low to the high, it's off like, I mean, we could see. Let's take a look. $97%.
It's a piece of crap. It doesn't work.
Nice. I don't know, man. Don't let me. I'm just the messenger, right? Dude, terrible. Yeah, 39% in 1 week back here in November, dude. It's just a crap ass. And you know, they did really well, and it's cool. And during COVID and everything, everyone was riding bikes inside their house with a person on screen giving them words of encouragement. But things are going back to normal, man. People are going back to gyms and stuff. They don't really want to purchase these expensive bikes, have somebody on a screen in front of them tell them how beautiful the virtual mountainscape is, right? Nobody cares. America's full of a bunch of fat slobs anyway, so I mean, you never really stood a chance, right? But yeah, we'll see if Apple can turn them around. Maybe. They're definitely at a discount right now. But yeah, there's nothing saying that you can't sell off down below $20. You could certainly head down into the abyss down here. But yeah, interesting. Peloton, new stuff. Speaking of new stuff, Spirit as well. They're who are they merging with? Frontier. So Spirit, the crap airline that everybody makes fun of and puts memes up about how they ask their passengers to be the pilot and stuff. They charge like $20 for a bag of peanuts. They're merging with Frontier. Apparently, it's confirmed, and it gapped up 17% on the day. Cool. Also makes them the 5th largest airliner in the country. Still only the 5th, right? Be bigger. Be the 3rd, or be the 2nd at least. 5th? Nobody cares about 5th. What were they before the merger? Were they like 8th? I don't even know how many airlines are in this country.
Okay.
I thought there was like 3. But technically, nothing to really do. Again, that gap will probably fill on the daily, come back down to the 200-day and the 50. All right, the 50-day moving average laying down here around like $22. So enjoy your pump. They'll probably cool off until they actually do get bought, if they get bought, and then it'll probably gap again. And then, I don't know, whatever Apple and them decide to do with it, maybe they save it. I'm still looking at Spirit, too. I mean, I'm talking about Peloton while I'm looking at Spirit. There's always something, dude. Every stream, there's always at least one. Everybody gets one, right? Yeah, Spirit, though. Maybe Frontier, Frontline, whatever they are. Maybe they whip them into shape. The quality will increase a little bit, and Frontier Spirit, Front Spirit will make some moves, man, and do better. Cool. Let's take a look at Crypto.com. Super Bowl's coming up this weekend. Crypto.com just bought a stadium, right? What they buy, the Lakers. They got Matt Damon working for them and stuff. So, they're making some moves as far as the marketing department is concerned. So they will most likely have commercials going on during the Super Bowl, which is awesome, right? If you want crypto to succeed, you want to be seeing this kind of adoption, it's awesome. All right. 2017, I remember I was telling my mom, the adoption's coming and soon it'll be in commercials and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, that's nice, sweetie. That's cool, whatever, eat your pork chop, whatever. And now it's happening, right? You got Matt Damon talking about it. You got Snoop Dogg making coins, Gene Simmons, and all these other celebrities and giant institutions. Dude, KPMG, one of the big four accounting firms, Canada version, at least I guess, just invested in Bitcoin, right? So these are like traditional, old school, we only buy bonds type of institutions, allocating part of their treasury reserves into crypto. You know what I mean? These people have connections. They're hooked up to the highest of the high, right? The economists, the people that really know what's going on, all the elites and everything. Dude, they're moving into Bitcoin, which probably signals to me that regulation is coming, and there's whispers that we don't know about or haven't heard yet that it's, going to come and regulate it so that the institutional investor feels more safe or safer to get in. But you're seeing like big four accounting firms and stuff start moving money into crypto. We've been seeing the like TD Ameritrades and Fidelities and stuff moving into it. So the adoption just keeps on rolling in. Governments, countries, you name it. It's here to stay, man. It's not a joke. And when people really wake up to it, you got to remember there's only 21 million, Bitcoin that will ever be made. There's like 50 million millionaires in the world. There's not even enough Bitcoin for every millionaire to own half of one. So, dude, when the time comes, if something really does pop, if the dollar really starts to crap out, whatever it is, man, there's going to be a supply shock because there's like none left. I mean, you got to consider Portnoy bought like 29 of them, or I forget how many. He put like $1 million. So just Dave Portnoy owns like 30 of them, right? So there's not many left. So when the demand, if the demand comes for it, when the demand comes for it for a global asset that can hedge against inflation of currencies and dollars and all that kind of stuff, dude, that is the supply shock. And that's where people get the valuations of like $400,000, $500,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so it's cool seeing what we're seeing now, but it ain't really nothing yet. So cool. Even Kevin O'Leary, my dude, Mr. Wonderful, fan of Bitcoin. Nice. Crypto.com though, beautiful. Gartley that it's got going on here. Right down at the 786, 618 retrace the B, 786 pattern completion zone, right around the 200-day moving average on the daily. No exhaustion, no bearish divergence. You're back above this support resistance at like 48 cents. That's really good. Move it to the 4-hour. Golden cross on the 4-hour. Oh my god. Cool. Throw it on the bullish argument, I guess. But yeah, the 4-hour, no bearish divergence on the 4-hour either. All right, so Crypto.com still has got room to go. Hold that 48 and treat it as support once again. I mean, you see what happens at 48 cents when it gets treated as support, right? Treat it as support straight up. Treat it as support straight up. Treat it as support straight up. Anything else? Treat it as resistance straight down, maybe? Yeah, I guess. So, calm down. Treat it as support. Straight up. I would assume. Okay. Probably at least to the high that you had back here at like 59 cents, but even then, I mean, that's like 21%. So, yeah, man, stuff just looks good. Especially like after a Gartley, it's good. All right, and then we can throw a trend line on here, see what we break out of it. Yeah, we broke out of it. Broke out of it, back tested it, sprung off of it. All right, good stuff, man. Cool. Not overbought on the daily. Again, still room to run. 4-hour. No divergence on the 4 hour. Move to the hourly. Can we get some divergence? Not even really, right? Selling off, going negative, and yet still doing this flag stuff, man. Tomorrow could be another great day. Truly. For crypto. Not a joke. And it comes down throughout the night and just treats the stuff and holds it again, and then come, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., it's, moon time. So tomorrow could be another day, or it comes down, rejects it, and sells off down to the moving average, stuff like that. But I don't know, dude. Without bearish divergence or anything really going on up here, a breakout to the upside, more buying seems like the more likely path. Okay, move it to YFI. It was another trade setup that we had going today. Reason being the inverted head and shoulders. All right, this neckline right here. As soon as it broke the neckline, measured move from the tip of the head to the neckline, puts it right up around here. What's that at? Like 29,356. Cool. Nice.
Okay.
What else we got going? If I'm just going to be in here talking to myself, I got to have some fun at least. All right, hold on. I got some other sound bites. Let's see. You got some Peterson?
Hold on.
I know Nick will appreciate this one. And then this one.
Maybe you do.
Maybe you do come down, test the neckline, hold it before going insane. Maybe you do. Right? Not really any bearish divergence on... there's no bearish divergence on the 4 hour. Not on the RSI. Maybe a tiny bit on the MACD, but it's not really anything to concern yourself about. Again, if you don't have it on the RSI, but you have a little on the MACD, that implies like a little bit of selling, which would just get you down to the neckline. And since it's weak divergence, it'll probably hold. That's the confirmation that you're looking for. This really is the entry point for the classic head and shoulders pattern, right? The back test and hold of this, that's where you enter. Okay. Sounds good to me. Cool. All right, target's already set. So we'll just monitor that. Move it to the daily here. Damn, this music is calming AF. But yeah, move it to the most local high. The 618, 786, and then ultimately that high. So we're talking 14%, 23%, 35% targets. Wi-Fi has been underperforming a bit, but with stuff like this, its ticket is coming up, right? In my opinion. I'm just a guy too. So look at, I'm a guy with hair looking kind of dumb. But yeah, Wi-Fi, man. This is the stuff you want to look for. Sell-offs, inverted head and shoulder type stuff at deep retraces. Because what's a deep retrace? We just go from the low back here, go to the high, right around the 886, right? 886 up into the 786, inverted head and shoulders and stuff going on. And Bob's your uncle, right?
Oh my god.
All right, I had a member in the Discord request Orion Protocol.
What the hell is even that?
No idea, dude. But let's take a look at it, because it was kind of interesting. It's there. So it is going up against right now its own inflection point, this point of resistance back here, right, from December 7th, right, a major peak of resistance before selling off. You're at it right now. You're trying to hold it. So what you do have going for you, and this is what could be an implication as to whether or not you're going to break above it, something that is strong. This inflection point, the support back from July 20th, you didn't even get down to touch it before moving back towards the upside, moving back towards that peak. Okay, normally it would at least come down, touch it, try to confirm it again before going. You didn't even get down to it. So there's no bearish divergence on a daily time scale. And since you're right up against it, since you're right up against the resistance right now, I'll move it to the 4 hour and just zoom in here, take a look. You're right on the 50-day moving average, testing it, holding above it. So You've got 33 minutes to close this candle out, this 4 hour. If you can close this 4 hour out and hold it on the 50-day moving average and confirm it for the second time, because the candle before that, you could see, got down a little below it before ultimately coming up and closing right at it. If you can now spring a little bit and close above it, get above 420, you need to look at what price does above that point. All right, and even treating it as resistance, right? Treat it as resistance, boom, straight down. You break above it, where are we at? This right here, right? Straight up. Hold on a sec. I'm getting all discombobulated here. Here, let me get rid of this one. We don't need this one here. Again, rejected it, straight down. Got above it, held it as support, straight up. Got a little bit below, but ultimately got back above it, held it, straight up. You see what I'm saying? And then this is an indication right here, like you didn't go straight down violently. It went pretty straight down after getting below that level. Ultimately stopping around 305, I want to say. But dude, you're up, you're creating a higher low on the 4 hour. So get above it again, dude, and it could be straight up. And at least to the local high up there, like 735, I want to say. All right, you get above this, that inflection point there. Break above the 50-day moving average. The 200-day is waiting for you up there. So yeah, get back to like the 200-day moving average. Okay. And if you want to dig an entry on it, once you break above 420 and confirm, just throw your stop loss below. Yeah, I mean, you would keep it right below that that low, that most recent low you had. All right. So, I mean, dude, look at the odds. Right, you want 3-to-1 odds. You can move it down even a little bit. Get a little bit off of it. Get away from it a little bit. Right, you have 4-to-1 odds going on up here. You're risking 16, 17% of your position for a potential 73% swing up. So break that level, man. You're at the resistance right now. And you've got a little bit of if you really zoom in here, you've got kind of a cup with handle going on here. See what I'm saying? You got a cup with handle, you broke out. This is the neckline as well. So the neckline also lines up perfectly with that 420 peak there, dude. Yeah. You really want to get back above 420, okay? Because now you've got like a little 4 hour cup with handle going on. That at that point, just the measured move from the bottom of the cup to the top. All right, put it on the breakout. That gets you up to like 469. That gets you above the 200-day moving average on the 4 hour. And then again, as we just went over, above 420, price reacts violently. Okay, so break it above 420. You could definitely be seeing like 735 pretty quickly, man. All right. That's Orion Protocol. Hopefully that was helpful, man. If it was helpful, if you liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know. If there was something you didn't understand. But, yeah. That's pretty much it, though, guys. There's not a ton of interaction going on here. If anybody is in here, I appreciate you being here. Anybody watching this later, appreciate you tuning in and watching. If you could, if you liked any of this, hit the like button, hit the subscription. Trying to grow this channel out. I know that it's slow going right now, and it's kind of like what's this dude talking about? It's kind of boring, whatever. But once we get the community going and there's more eyes on the charts and we get more opportunities to look at and assets and stuff, it'll be a good time. So it just is what it is, man. So it's gonna do it. Again, join the Discord. I don't know where it's over there now again. I move it every single stream, so now it's over there. Join the Discord, the Instagram, the Twitter. I put trade setups in there. I'm in there 24/7. You have any questions or anything, you can just ask. If you want me to analyze an asset for you, I'll be happy to do so. But that's going to do it, guys. So appreciate the love, the support, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. That'll be the next stream. Until then, see you in the Discord. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy your Tuesday, the rest of your week. And keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it aggressively considerate. But more important than that, above all else, as always, keep it technical. All right, please.
Frosty!
You guys having a killer time?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Oh, do ya?
Yeah, I've been immunized.
Hold on. Maybe you do.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.